So are they saying at this moment in time that yes, the fear is there, but it's kind of the first layer, just recognize it, and you kind of not just go through it so you can get to the other emotions that will give you the expansion.
Yeah.
Am I getting it?
You
am
are.
I getting that right?
I love you. You've got it spot on. They are saying they just said, as you're talking, it's about stripping back those layers of yourself. So stripping back those layers, that layers of the fear, of where that fear comes from, where are you holding it? They've done this again. So I've often use this with clients. I've often bring this up. The little doll that I have here, this represents who we are, that the world sees of you as an individual. And then stripping back, so if we fear, it's stripping back those layers. Where are you holding that fear? What is it knocking onto within you? So going all the way back to childhood, to different traumas in your life, the fear. So it goes all the way back until it gets so small that it gets teeny weeny, and it's going again. Wherever you could be holding that fear, wherever it is, strip it back, all the way back, the layers of yourself. And as you strip back that layer, or wherever that fear is connected, it unravels, they just said, like knitting, when you take a knitting out. Wherever that fear is laying, okay, and they're bringing back sacral again, and the base chakra, which really does deal with the younger part of ourselves and those insecurities, those knock-on insecurities of love, finances. Okay, of course, because that's your foundation. Those are your core foundation. So by feeling fear and knowing where that comes from, by allowing that to strip all the way back, to work with that, and then go to your higher self to do that work on. I mean, that's why we also have therapists who can help us as well. And I know through a lot of my work at the moment with clients, by doing the therapy of them, of releasing of what's happened and where it's where it's coming from, that helps people to move forward too. But yes, brilliant, you're spot on. Releasing that layer of yourself and knowing where that fear comes from. Where is it holding you back? Okay, thank you. They say wherever it's holding you, wherever it's keeping you stuck, it's about releasing it, knowing that you can do it. Because if it wasn't this time for it to be released, you wouldn't have that coming up for you in your life. So whatever's coming up, whatever's been presented to you, whatever's been shown to you at this particular time, it's about it needs to be looked at this particular time. It's not about saying, hold on a minute, I'll deal with it next year, because that isn't going to help. Because next year it's not, you're meant to be doing something else next year. So you need to clear that layer away first so that you can move on to the other layer. It makes so much sense. And it is that heightened awareness that's happening on the whole planet right now. I've said it before, that all this is coming to the surface right now for so many people, just so that they can start helping themselves to actually have that consciousness on the whole planet, of raising it for everyone as well. Because again, it's not just about us as individuals, which will help, but it's about raising it up for the rest of the planet right now to help us on our journey. It would make so much sense. So yeah, thank you for bringing that up. That's perfect.
It's funny you say about next year, because while you were channeling, I was thinking it's probably I was thinking we were probably doing I started with you around this time last year. And where we were last year, all of us around this time, it was just sort of the beginning. We were right at the beginning of it, and again, a lot of fear, but it's just different than now. While now we're kind of going back into, we've done like a full cycle, but it's a different type of fear that is coming up.
Yeah, totally. And that's how humans work. I think they just said these cycles that happen from the planets, from the humans, from what's going on. There is this continuous cycle on the planet. And that's what they're saying about fear. It's not to hide away from something, it's to face it head on. And through, they just sort of said, they sort of show me, okay, this is what they just showed me. Oh, thank you. Okay, because they gave me an image. I was like, no, that's not going to help. But they did. Oh, okay, we can use that as well. First of all, they gave me the image of an egg, and you know that say a duckling or whatever has the egg tooth or a chick, and it pierces through the layer through the shell, and it opens and comes through, and it is that labour of love. It is that labour of oneself growing. And then I just said, can I have something a little bit different? And they said, okay, use the catalyst and the butterfly. Coming out of that catalyst, it's the same thing of breaking through and discovering yourself. And it's really about seeing the world from a different viewpoint, and from that caterpillar going through all those stages of growth. And this happens so many times in all of us, in all our lives, by going through that different stages of growth and then going to that catalyst stage where it's like, okay, not hiding, but you're growing and there's changes and it's uncomfortable and it can be painful, and then you come out again, and then your wings are really sort of fragile and quite damp. You need to let them dry out before you can take on the world again. And it's very much like what they say. And it's very much like the phoenix again. The ashes rising up through the ashes, and the phoenix, rebirth, regrowth. And this is what's happening on the planet right now. So every time someone is going through their heavy life transitional stages, they just sort of said, then what's happening is it's just changing you. It's helping you to grow. And that's why they just said it's so important to have your cheerleaders around you, and the belief that the divine, God, angels, whatever resonates for you, the light, whatever it is helping you to grow. And by then you going through these experiences, you're just going to expand. And as you just said, we've been doing this for over a year now, and where you are, there's been great transformation for each of you that do this like-minded group with me. There's so much transformation through classes, courses, and other courses that you've done with other people. It's that real change in you, and knowing that thank you. They just sort of said this like my CV, but I'm not going to say that. But anyway, but by me, I know that that's my role, is to help, to bridge the gap, to help people to find what it is that they can connect to. It's so important when I communicate, when I channel. I'm the voice for them, that I bring forward the information so that you can hear all this. And they just said, we are your cheerleaders, yay! So they are your cheerleaders. So it's about you listening and taking it in and absorbing and using the tools that you'll get, and they'll help you to grow. But it's about having some faith, having that trust, they just said, of knowing that there is more, that your life is just not about you being born, finding a job, 9-to-5 job, and going to work, and that's it. It's about you experiencing and living life. And they just said that. Very important.
Absolutely. That's lovely.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you.